Hi friends, in this particular vlog, I want to share my experience of a long drive on the new R15 which I bought about 1 month back. So we and friends planned to do one particular long ride to Srisailam, which is a round trip of 480 kilometers. Here I was waiting for my friends at 5:30 in the morning. It was pitch dark at that particular time, but then when sun comes, the light comes pretty fast. This is exactly what happened. So we started off well and good. It was a nice long ride. Most of the people have a problem of riding a sports bike like R15, and particularly the version 3 has got a more aggressive posture, and therefore there was always a feeling that this particular bike was not suitable for long rides. And I wanted to try out this bike for a real long ride, and this one an opportunity to go to Srisailam temple and back. That will give me roughly 500 kilometers ride was a good one to test it out. I had earlier gone on my Cafe Racer Royal Enfield Continental GT 535cc, which also has got an aggressive posture. But this particular bike has got an even more aggressive posture, and therefore I wanted to see whether I could do really long rides, and long rides was an important requirement for me. So I was trying out this bike. We stopped at our first point about 100 kilometers away from the meeting point. This is Kalvakurti. Ravi is my friend, a colleague who comes with me on many rides, and we also had come across one more buddy here. Sovan Mistry is from IBM Kolkata, who has come to Hyderabad. He has got an R152 version 2, which you will see later. So he joined us for the first time. And then we have Shastri Vadali, an ex-IBMer, who also joined with us on his Thunderbird, while Ravi was on Pulsar 180. So Shastri Vadali was busy setting up his action camera on the helmet. He was struggling how to use it properly with the app or without the app. Finally, he decided he will do it without the app. I was also new to the action camera, but then I tried the app version for some time, and then maybe for some time I did the manual version. There are things which I can improve further on how to properly use the app, but here I was. Ravi wanted to try this bike after Kalvakurti, so we exchanged our bikes. I was on Pulsar 180 and he was on my Yamaha R15, and he had ridden for about 5-10 kilometers, I suppose, not very long distance, and then he wanted to swap back, and I realized that probably this particular posture did not suit him. So one of the things I want to discuss on this particular vlog is why people have difficulties in terms of their riding with sports bike on long rides. This has mostly to do with how you sit, whether you are relaxed or not, and I think it also has to do with the mental attitude, how much you are willing to take up that particular posture. I feel that when you sit on these kind of bikes, when you bend forward and then your handles are low, your seat at high, in such circumstances it is important that we keep the body very light and free. The weight of the upper body should be borne by the lower back. It should not be on the hands. You should not put the weight of the upper body on the hands. The easy way of checking this out is when you take out the hands at any point of time during the ride without affecting the handling of the vehicle. That means you are not putting any weight on the handlebar. That's how the hands should be. This will ensure that the wrists are not having the pain for long rides, nor would the fingers have any kind of pain, and also the back is supported by the lower back. I have got a slip disc problem, but nevertheless sports bike rides do not trouble me in long rides. So this particular one also, as much as I was suspicious that this requires a lot more aggressive posture, whether I will be able to do a long ride, but I was able to do this comfortably. Yes, I will not say it is the same as a straight sitting posture bikes. Street bikes or adventure bikes, they have a different posture which are more comfortable. But for me personally, more than the comfort, how the feel of the bike is there during my ride is very very important. I get a lot of fun riding sports bike. The wind speed, me bending forward, feeling that it is going at a decent speed, the thrill of acceleration, all that which I get, the connection to the road, that is something I really enjoy on bikes. I'm not looking for any kind of comfort in a bike. If that was my requirement, probably I would choose a car in those circumstances. The road to Srisailam is a very interesting, good road, thanks to Telangana government. Most of the roads in Telangana are well laid out. They are of high quality and one could ride them at high speeds. So this one was no particular exception. All the way to 40 kilometers from my home, it was an excellent road. There was less traffic because this does not connect to many cities, so there is not much of truck traffic or city buses or intercity buses. So therefore, it is relatively empty. And after we finish these sections, we get into ghat sections, which I am not covering in this particular vlog. But the ghat sections is through the reserve. It is through the largest tiger reserve of India. So it's a long one, I think around 100 kilometers into the forest itself. A very very interesting ride. I was able to do on these straight stretches, I think I went up to 135 kilometers per hour. That's what I saw at the odometer at one point of time. But then if I had gone a little higher than that, probably I didn't notice it, I won't be able to say. But it was an easy ride and speed was not a priority for me, but just that I was accelerating and it gave me good speed. The ghat sections, I was worried initially with the low torque of this bike, whether it could be easy for me to go through the climbs. I know that some of the V section turns to in Srisailam ghats, they have quite a bit of steep inclination. With the low torque, whether this bike will be able to manage. But I saw that it was able to do it easily, and most of the turns I was able to do in either third or fourth gear. There were very few situations when I had to come to second gear, and probably none for first gear. The bike has 6 gears in all, and it was comfortable all through. It gave me a pretty good mileage too. On my return, I noticed that the average I got was 55 kilometers per liter, which was the highest in this class, I suppose. The other bikes which were coming along with me, all of them had to top up their tanks, but these teeny bitty tank that I had on this particular bike, it just takes about 9 liters of petrol after it comes to reserve. And this particular one, I finished up the 9 liters plus some of the reserve, but I didn't have to fill the tank until I came back home. So it was a good feeling that I didn't have to fill for 500 kilometers on one continuous stretch. In terms of the power, it is pretty good. It does not give the same kind of cruising feeling that I was getting from a Royal Enfield Continental GT 535cc. But then this bike does pull in a different way. The torque band, or the power band, is of a different graph in this particular bike. There's a good acceleration initially, I think about 5500 rpm or so, and after that for about 1500 2000 rpm it does not give a lot of power, and after 7400, when it gets into the VVA, or what they call variable wall actuation, in that particular band from 7400 to 13000 rpm, the bike has terrific acceleration. It is fun to ride, definitely a fun to ride bike. I did not have any kind of pains in a big way to complain. I won't say it was a very comfortable one when you compare it to the street bikes. On my return, I had a little bit of stiffness in the upper back shoulders. It's not a pain, a little stiffness, which after I took a bath it went away. And the palms and wrists and hands, I didn't have any kind of pain. My lower back didn't trouble me at all, even though I'm a person with a slip disc problem, but I didn't have any such issue on this. There was a certain pain on my right knee, and as I understood more after I came back and investigated, probably it is due to dehydration. I am one of those people, who takes only 2 glasses of water in an entire day. On this particular ride, initially I did not take much water, but then during my return of completing roughly 400 kilometers or so, I took about half a liter of water. I don't know if I can say it for sure, but yes, the pain was not there, during the rest of my ride. Maybe it was the dehydration which was helping me. I don't know. Maybe, if I had taken the water continuously throughout the journey, probably it would have been a lot more comfortable. Anyways, no major issues. By morning, I was perfectly fit in any case. This particular bike has good acceleration, and I was enjoying the ride all through. Uh, Definitely a fun bike, definitely something that you can go for long rides. It does have provisions if you look to carry things. I was able to carry whatever I needed. I usually eat raw food. I do not eat anything cooked or heated most of the times. I make certain exceptions here and there, but most of the times I eat raw food. So I had to carry my own food of nuts, a little bit of water, and then lots of fruits and all that. I was able to hang to the side of the bike through a bag. So this bike is definitely suitable for long rides. Someone who is willing to put up to a position which is not sitting straight, someone who wants to feel the road continuously, every bump he wants to feel, every pickup of the bike from 10 to 20 kilometers per hour, or 100 to 110 kilometers per hour, or whatever. If you want to feel it, then this is the bike for it. Definitely an enjoyable bike, fun bike all through, and I did have a good time with the friends. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions that you think I might be able to answer, please do add comments. I will be able to come back. Thank you. Bye.